Happy Monday, everybody. I'm meteorologist Ben Dery. Thanks for checking us out on Kare 11 Plus. So we had the heavy thunderstorms move through the state yesterday evening and overnight. Many of us picked up some very beneficial rain. Around the Twin Cities, we picked up over an inch. Radar estimates in south central Minnesota paint about 2 to 3 inches over a fairly localized area. But the area where we need it the most, central and northern Minnesota, especially the Arrowhead, didn't pick up much, hardly of anything, as we saw less than 1/10 of an inch of rain for the northern half of the state. We do have more rain in the forecast overnight tonight, especially areas in northern Minnesota that certainly need it. We could pick up another 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain. Now, yesterday we did see some severe weather across the southern part of the state. Up to golf ball size hail fell in southwestern Minnesota. One lone tornado report that was just outside the Fairmont area. There was a brief rope tornado that touched down just northwest of Fairmont. That's according to law enforcement and trained spotters. That was near I-90 and just after 7 o'clock yesterday evening. And we did have some heavy storms move through the Twin Cities. A lot of lightning and thunder, but now we're in a bit of a lull at the moment. A lot of cloud cover. It is relatively cool. We're going to stay in the 60s for high temperatures today. The chance for storms arrives later this evening and overnight as storms redevelop over Iowa and then push into our neck of the woods. We have a chilly forecast, relatively speaking, at least through midweek. Temperatures tomorrow might have a tough time reaching 60 degrees. Similar case as we head into Wednesday, but as we head into the end of the week, specifically this upcoming weekend, summer temperatures will return. It looks like 80s will be back by the time we get into Sunday and even Monday, which is Memorial Day. That's a week from today. Here's our severe weather outlook for today. Again, these storms are not forecast to move through the area until near and after sundown. And the trend has been to push that severe weather threat further south and east. You can see this green shaded area. That's a marginal risk for severe weather, 1 out of 5 on the severity scale. However, a larger severe weather outbreak is expected over the center part of the country. That red shaded area is a moderate risk for severe weather, 4 out of 5 on the severity scale. So a big time tornado outbreak is possible near the Kansas City area. And you can see this orange shaded territory through parts of Iowa. That's where storms will initiate late this afternoon into the evening. They will eject to the north and east, so we basically get the remains of the severe weather. So the threat for severe weather is there, but it is actually fairly low. Let's take a look at our radar satellite composite, and you will see some clearing that's taking place over Iowa and western and northwestern parts of Missouri. That's where the air is destabilizing, and this is where we expect to see some severe weather develop later today. Rather quiet around the rest of the upper Midwest. We have some partial clearing that's hanging out over Wisconsin. Extensive cloud cover over Minnesota and western Wisconsin right now, which is basically putting a lid on things. That means the chance for heavy thunderstorms is dwindling, but we still are expected to see some showers and thunderstorms later today. Let's check out microcast. Notice the clouds basically linger through the afternoon. By 4 o'clock, some lighter showers move into far western Minnesota, and we'll pause this at 9 o'clock tonight. We do expect those heavy storms to cross the Minnesota-Iowa border, south central and southeastern Minnesota. Those are the areas under the gun and seeing some of those heavy thunderstorms, maybe some sporadic wind damage, but again, the threat for severe weather still is fairly low. But this is from Albert Lee to Rochester, Winona, La Crosse, and eventually pushing into Menominee as well as Eau Claire. Those areas had the best chance of seeing that sporadic wind damage. From the Twin Cities northward, more garden variety thunderstorms are expected. That can still bring us some briefly heavy rain. And again, in central and northern Minnesota that certainly need it the most, they will see at least a little bit of shower activity that'll probably taper early tomorrow morning. Here's how much rain we're expecting to see. Between 1/4 and 1/2 inch. If we do see some of those heavier storms move through, we could see up to 1 inch of rainfall, and the emphasis of that is the southeastern part of the state. We'll have to see exactly where those storms develop. Another big highlight weather-wise is the cooler temperatures expected. 6 of the last 7 days have been 70 degrees or warmer, and remember we were close to 90 degrees last Friday. We're going to stay in the 60s today. 50s for high temperatures on Tuesday. Not much warmer on Wednesday, but you could see seasonal temperatures return by the end of the week. And by the way, on Tuesday, 58. That in combination with a brisk northwesterly wind between say 15 and 20 miles per hour. Tuesday is going to be a chilly day, so prepare for that. Today, cooler, a lot of cloud cover with some evening thunderstorms expected. Northwest wind should be fairly light, generally less than 10 miles per hour. And you can see the temperature difference region-wide, low 50s and upper 40s across far northern Minnesota. And as we head into tomorrow, that's that colder air that starts to move overhead. So 40s to the north, 50s to the south, and 58 degrees might actually be generous for a high temperature around the Twin Cities. So cooler for a day, 58 degrees for what it's worth is the average high of mid-April. So feels like April for a day before we see things starting to warm up again. So here's your 7-day forecast. Today, mainly dry during the daylight hours. It's not until this evening and overnight when the best chance for thunderstorms rolls overhead. We will see a few fleeting showers early Tuesday, but thinking we'll clear out before sunrise. So it looks like most of Tuesday is going to be dry, but breezy and chilly, seasonably speaking. Wednesday, that's a quiet day. Surface high pressure should move overhead and should give us some sunshine, drier conditions, and lighter breezes as well. Thursday, the warming trend begins. We get to more seasonal values by the end of the week. Chance for some showers and maybe a few thunderstorms on Friday, but it does not look like a great chance for severe weather. 80s return by Sunday, and again, low to mid 80s possible by Memorial Day.